pretty sure London fuel is actually ethanol free. The issue is it's what's that meter again? At least the indicator that time. Welcome back to the channel and to part 2 of Boilerhouse Garage on the road. If you've been following this channel for any amount of time, quite recently I mentioned in one of the videos that my sister and brother-in-law have just welcomed a newborn baby boy who I'm on route to visit now. They live in East London. I'm actually a few miles west of Oxford even currently. I left at 7 in the morning, it's actually now 7:30, to try and skip a lot of the traffic with the A40. It's a Saturday as well, by the way. The traffic's already building, and of course it's absolutely pissing down with rain again. That's just typical. Because of the rain as well, I had a bit of a later start than I wanted to, because I wanted to have about 4 petrol cans with me, and some of the samples I've got in the garage are actually still petrol in the cans that I wanted to use. So I've only managed to get one empty petrol one, and I've emptied it the best I can. I've actually had to take a diesel fuel can with me, so I hope it doesn't contaminate the petrol sample I'm going to take in London. But yeah, I have to take the opportunity to get some London fuel samples, as obviously that's the capital city, and I don't go there very often if I can help it. So it's not my no offence to anybody who lives there and likes it there, but it's too much for me really. And yeah, my initial intention was to bring 4 fuel cans, so I could get an Esso and Shell sample in somewhere in Buckinghamshire on route or on the way back perhaps. And but because it was raining, I couldn't really stand outside. It's quite heavy rain as well. Emptying the fuel cans into the Fiesta, so I'm a little low on fuel actually as well, but I'm sure I'll have plenty to make it to our first destination garage anyway. Another thing I don't like in the rain is that I do harp on to people about making sure that even on modern cars you should still be checking your oil at least once a month or before any long trip, your tyre pressures, coolant levels, obviously, things like that. But I'm not practising what I preach, because it's absolutely bucketing down. I don't really want the bonnet up and that and getting my electrics soaked. I haven't checked the car over when I've got to do 200 miles today. So the thing about going to actually I'll get this lane, can't I? The thing about going to London, even in the east, it's miles wise it's not actually that bad. It's just because of the congestion. The sat-nav's ETA was showing 2 hours 10 minutes at about 6:30 this morning. One of the routes that was giving me an option for was to drive right through the middle of London pretty much as the crow flies, which, yeah, by the time I get there you wouldn't be able to do that at all. It wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, where my sister lives, you can actually, it can vary whether you take the north or south circular. So if you go the south way, you end up coming through, I think it's is it Dartford? I think it's called Dartford Tunnel. Yeah, you have to pay a fee, like £2.50 or something, to go that way. But most of my family have told me if that is giving you that as an option, take it, because it varies on which way is the better route each time. Where I am, I'm a few miles west of Oxford. I'm just entering Oxford now actually. It's a case of yeah, just getting on the A40, staying on it. You drive through Oxford. It's quite busy already. It's taken me half an hour to get from Whitney just to the edge of Oxford here. Once you're at the end of the A40, you can just get onto the M40, and it's that for most of the way. And then I think you get back in London, it's the A40 again, and then from there I'm going to need the phone to sat-nav my way in. So yeah, I'll have to get this sort of intro and my waffling done quite early while I'm sort of on the route that I know. because I'm going to be dependent on the phone. I'm actually dependent on two phones at the moment because my dash cam, I did a bad install job on that in a previous video where I'm hardwiring it to the fuse box, but yeah, that's decided to pack up on me. There's power getting, because originally I thought it was my dodgy wiring, but I got a multimeter and I was just testing to see if, I don't understand car electrics, electrics at all that much. I'm not sure if you've got a if you've got something running on 12 volts and you've got too thin a gauge of wire, can that cause a reduction in voltage over a distance, or is it just the current or amps, whatever it is, that's affected by that? I did get a multimeter to the end of it, and it was showing like 10 volts at one point. So I first thought it might have been my dodgy wiring, and I actually look at this TED. There's a BMW just sat in the outside lane. But anyway, I rewired the hard wire, the main power lead going to the rear view mirror here where I take the power from for the dash cam. So power was getting to it. Eventually it was showing like 11.8 volts with the ignition on, which is fine. Obviously the battery, once you've got the alternator running, the charge goes to 14 volts, so that is normal. So yeah, enough power was getting to it, and yeah, it just wouldn't come on at all. So luckily I've got a second mobile phone with a part-time job that I've got, so I'm actually using that as a dash cam in a phone holder just in front of me here. And then because I do like to have a dash cam, especially if I'm going in London, it will just be sod's law, an accident happens, I need video evidence to basically settle the argument. But yeah, I'll have to use this phone for a sat-nav because this ST has got it's an ST3, so it's got a built-in sat-nav as standard. It's just that, as far as I know, it doesn't have like the live traffic updates like the Google Maps and Waze would have. So back to the subject of fuel, then the Shell and Esso are the main ones I'm going for, because that's what I was doing on the previous videos. I did get a Golf sample, which I still haven't tested yet actually. That's one of the ones still, occupying a fuel can, as it were. This also uses indicators. UN 590. The idea of these videos is I just have to take the opportunity that when I'm doing a trip a little bit further afield, that I can grab a couple of fuel samples of Shell V-Power and Esso Synergy just to see how it compares with our last lot. But yeah, the idea of it is to get them from places that are a lot further afield, just to sort of broaden the where I'm taking samples from. As a lot of the ethanol-free petrols, it's geographically dependent, so I want to get an idea so I can publish it on YouTube of how much of the country then you're still able to get ethanol-free petrol. And of course to back up what I've been saying, where it's basically Devon and Cornwall, the north of England and Wales, and obviously Scotland and that other areas where the distribution network doesn't allow them to efficiently deliver a full fuel tanker of an ethanol-free super unleaded. Which seems strange because obviously some of the cities will have enough of a population to where where surely they'd be able to quickly consume a tanker's worth of this petrol. But yeah, I don't fully know that yet. But let's just get the best idea on what areas we're still getting the ethanol-free petrol. I'd like to get to a point where we can sort of find out where the borders are then, just in case there's anybody who's living in an area where ethanol-free petrol, they can't get ethanol-free petrol, their super unleaded petrol is about like 2% as other people have been finding. But it might be worth it that they could travel just 10 miles south to get some ethanol-free stuff. If they're running classics, you can just buy a couple of large jerry cans and get them filled up. But in this case, we'll be getting them from London, and then I'm pretty sure London fuel is actually ethanol free. The issue is it's what's that beamer again? At least the indicator that time. So in London, I'm pretty sure their fuels, their super unleaded is going to be ethanol free. I have seen a couple of comments where people have. People are easily confused anyway once Esso stated the same as all the other fuel companies that all of their super unleadeds at any part of the country at any time could be up to 5%. All that means is that they're no longer sort of guaranteeing, as it were, they don't want to make the statement that their Esso Synergy Supreme, apart from a few areas, is ethanol free. They're just making it much more uniform. Of course, everybody took that to be, oh no, it's not anymore. You know, you can't get it without ethanol in it, and because that's just not the case, as we've been finding out in these videos. But I had some people comment saying they've actually tested their some Esso fuel from their local garages. I remember one specifically in London, but because a lot of people comment, they say, that day I tested it and it was, and I sort of say, oh, how did you test it and what garage was it? And they don't reply again. So I mean, a lot of that could just be bullshit trolling or something. But then it's not out of the question that some garages might be a bit unscrupulous and be selling the super unleaded as the 95 octane fuels as a super unleaded. I mean that could happen. Obviously, it's very dodgy and illegal. But like we found out when the Esso Synergy samples were showing as 93 RON in my tests. I mean, who would you really report this to? It's I haven't been getting enough samples across enough of the country to show how wide of a problem that was. And as you saw in the more recent videos, the Esso Synergy is back to the octane it exceeds the 99 RON that it's advertised to be. And but who's really enforcing this stuff? You can quite easily have a garage passing off standard unleaded just as 99 octane. So I'm on the M40 at the moment, so rain's eased up a bit. Traffic's not too bad, but you've got the usual problems with middle laners, people just changing lanes without signalling. Oh, I better have my Yakults. I've started having these again. I used to have them like when was I first married? That was 22 years ago. That was so. I used to have these when I was a lot younger and sort of forgot about them really. But I started to get like skin complaint. Being bald, you can actually still get dandruff and what would be greasy hair. You know, the top of my scalp was getting quite oily, and that oiliness was leading to flaky skin. So I was getting dandruff being bald. It just didn't make sense. But I was trying these different topical solutions. You know, like using it, even though I haven't got hair, I use a little bit of shampoo on my fingers and such like, and none of that was really doing anything long term. But I looked up online, and apparently you can adjust your gut microbiome, whatever this is, especially the type of bacteria and a balance of bacteria that's in your gut. And if you do that, that can help improve immunity and solve a lot of issues with like skin problems. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. And to be honest, after about a month of being on them, it's mitigate the problems really. So I mean, there's not much in the way of flakiness there now. But of course, I've got to keep it up. And I've had one of these a day, and I also try these live yogurts. I've got a few different live yogurts. There's one kefir, if I'm pronouncing it right, it's Kefir. I'll have like a live yogurt of some kind as well. It doesn't suit everybody apparently. It can give you a bad tummy if you've got other upsets or issues, and of course you can have problems with the bacteria it's putting in you. So, but yeah, for me it seems to be doing a good, seems to be doing the job I intended it for anyway. So let's give it a whirl. I'm in a bit of a hurry. I didn't actually bring a bottle of water with me though, so I might grab one when I stop at the first shell I see, or Esso. Tastes a bit funny with toothpaste. Off and doing about 82, but there you go. Just cruising to about 92 right now. Before I have to give this camera phone up for a sec nav, I might as well show you what I've got for baby Lennon. First thing's a little blanket, cute little baby socks. Apparently he does get cold, his little feet get cold. I've got this rainbow sort of elephant called Elmer. Oh, that's got nothing to do with those alphabet rainbow people. They want him involved in any of that sort of stuff. That's a card, just a congratulations card. Of Farley's rusks and baby biscuits, just some wet wipes and some baby shampoo. Little sometimes you've got to buy the sort of think of the practical things. And finally, look, there's a little outfit here, some stretchy jogging bottoms and a cute little jumper there. So yeah, hopefully that will sort him out. But of course he's got many birthdays and Christmases ahead of him, so that's always going to be something that gets me stuck for buying presents. So I didn't actually get to plan the garages I was stopping at. I'm just going to do it by ear or by eye technically. When I'm sure somewhere in London as I'm driving through, whichever way the navigation takes me, there's bound to be an Esso and a Shell at the side of the road somewhere. So that's what I'll do. I'll swing into one of those, get the I'll need some top up the fuel myself anyway, so if I find a Shell and that, we'll get straight on the V-Power there. If I get to an Esso first, I don't know, I might even use that, but yeah, the main thing is obviously get the samples. So very soon I'm going to need to use the phone for navigation, so I'll see you at the first garage. a slight change of plan. I mean, the route changed anyway. As soon as I put the sat nav on, it was saying to go M25, the thing I mentioned earlier, where you come up and go around. I think you go through the Dartford Tunnel, I think it's called. And yeah, so I take a shell sample from the M25. I think it was, did it say Cobham or Summit, Chobham, Summit Services? Yeah, plus I need a wee, so and I'm low on fuel.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, doggy.
Fortunately, milkshake's finished at 9:30.
So apparently he's still asleep, so we're going to have to be quiet. Trouble is, I've had that potato dog while I was at the garage, and oh, my stomach's a bit. Oh. So this is my nephew Lennon. Isn't he cute? I know what you might be thinking though, that this sleeping bag's making him look like one of the thalidomide kids. Beep boop. Must trust the science. Beep boop. So it's been a great day catching up with family and meeting my nephew Lennon. I think he's named after John Lennon, although his full name is Lennon Bow, so I'm not sure if that's hyphenated like his surname is, which in turn are both my family name and my sister's husband's surname. It's probably some new age stuff, or perhaps even a throwback to traditional names like my daughter, whose name is Millicent, and she also has a hyphenated double surname, although it doesn't include mine. And as much as I like my daughter's name, I didn't get any say in the matter, as because of the patriarchy. Traditional names are like when this Englishman, Scotsman and Irishman were in a pub. The Scotsman says to the Englishman, "So, do you have any family?" But he said it in a Scottish accent, and the Englishman replies, "As a matter of fact I do. I have a son named George because he was born on St George's Day. How about you?" The Scotsman says, "Aye, it's quite the coincidence, as I have a son born on St Andrew's Day, so we named him Andrew." The Irishman sat in the corner overhears all this and says, "Jesus Christ, 'tis a small world, so it is. The same thing happened with me and my boy, Pancake." It's a bit of a shame that I couldn't bring more fuel cans with me, as you may have noticed that I passed two other Shell garages, one at Bexley Heath, another in Welling, and there was also a Harvest petrol station not far from where I picked up the Esso sample, which would have been nice to compare with their fuels that we've previously tested from the Swindon area. Saying that, I should really limit myself to 2 samples per trip until such time as this channel ever generates enough interest to warrant extra work. I will endeavour to get both of these samples tested, filmed and uploaded for the Christmas holiday, so please keep a lookout for that. Plus I'm a little overdue on my 6 monthly update for testing Shell V-Power for ethanol, so it can cover that too. Thanks very much if you're still watching. I appreciate these on the road episodes are more of a personal blog, but it does at least encourage me to keep up with regular uploads to the channel if I do get to waffle on about stuff for a bit, especially now YouTube is my only form of social media. I'm not sure when the next on the road episode will be or where we'll be heading to, ideally somewhere in one of the areas where we don't get ethanol free super unleaded, but I've still got a load of fuel samples to test for now, and please subscribe to be notified of when they're uploaded. Thanks again for watching.